Female genital mutilation, also known as female genital cutting or female circumcision, is a stark reality for millions of girls and women globally. It is a violation of their human rights, a practice steeped in cultural beliefs and gender inequality. Often veiled in secrecy, FGM has devastating physical and psychological consequences for its victims. This essay delves into the prevalence, cultural context, and legal framework surrounding FGM in Indonesia, highlighting the urgent need for its eradication. In Indonesia, FGM is often referred to as sunat. This term, often associated with male circumcision, masks the brutal reality of the practice on girls. The procedure involves the partial or total removal of external female genitalia or other injury to the female genital organs for non-medical reasons. This practice predates Islam and is not a requirement of the faith, yet it continues to be perpetuated under the guise of religious obligation and tradition. The prevalence of FGM in Indonesia is alarming. National surveys paint a grim picture. In 2013, the Indonesian Demographic and Health Survey reported that 51.2% of girls under 14 had undergone FGM. This figure remained worryingly high in 2016, with UNICEF reporting 49% of girls under 11 affected. More recent data from 2021 revealed that 55% of women aged 15 to 64 had experienced FGM. These figures are a stark reminder of the deeply ingrained nature of FGM in Indonesian society. It is a practice that transcends socioeconomic boundaries, affecting girls across different communities. The reasons behind its persistence are complex and multifaceted, but one thing is clear: the silence surrounding FGM needs to be broken. In Indonesia, FGM is often perceived as a rite of passage, a way to ensure a girl's cleanliness, marriageability, and proper upbringing. The practice is often performed on infants and young girls, too young to consent or understand the implications of the procedure. This is a clear violation of their bodily integrity and autonomy. The belief that FGM curbs female sexuality and promotes chastity further fuels its continuation. The types of FGM practiced in Indonesia vary. Some involve a simple prick or a needle incision to the clitoral hood, drawing a drop of blood. Others are more invasive, involving the removal of parts or all of the clitoris. The World Health Organization classifies FGM into 4 major types, with type 1 being the most common in Indonesia. Disturbingly, some communities are now opting for laser procedures, highlighting the medicalization of this harmful practice. The consequences of FGM are severe and long-lasting. Immediate complications include intense pain, bleeding, infection, and urinary problems. In the long term, women who have undergone FGM may experience chronic pain, complications during childbirth, psychological trauma, and sexual dysfunction. The emotional and psychological scars can run deep, impacting their self-esteem and relationships. The legal framework surrounding FGM in Indonesia is complex and fraught with challenges. While Indonesia has taken some steps to address FGM, it still lacks a comprehensive law that explicitly criminalizes the practice. In 2010, the Indonesian Ministry of Health issued a regulation that allowed FGM to be performed by medical professionals under certain circumstances. This decision, met with widespread criticism, was later revoked in 2014. The revocation, while a step in the right direction, did not explicitly outlaw the practice. This legal ambiguity has created loopholes that allow FGM to persist. The Indonesian Ulema Council, the country's highest Islamic clerical body, has issued a fatwa stating that FGM is not obligatory in Islam. However, the fatwa does not explicitly prohibit it, leaving room for interpretation and continued practice. Amidst these challenges, a glimmer of hope emerges in the form of symbolic circumcision. This practice, gaining traction in some regions, involves less invasive procedures, such as applying a symbolic drop of iodine to the clitoris. While still concerning, this shift suggests a growing awareness of the harms of FGM and a willingness to challenge deeply entrenched traditions. Eradicating FGM in Indonesia requires a multi-pronged approach involving education, legislation, and community engagement. Public awareness campaigns are crucial to dispel myths and misconceptions surrounding FGM. Clear and accurate information about its harmful effects on physical and psychological well-being needs to be disseminated widely. The Indonesian government must enact and enforce legislation that unequivocally criminalizes all forms of FGM. This legislation should hold perpetrators accountable and provide support services for survivors. Religious leaders, healthcare providers, and community influencers have a pivotal role to play in challenging the social norms that perpetuate FGM. International organizations such as the United Nations and WHO must continue to support Indonesia's efforts to eliminate FGM. This includes providing technical assistance, funding, and sharing best practices from other countries that have made progress in this area. FGM is a deeply rooted cultural practice, but it is not insurmountable. With sustained commitment, collaboration, and unwavering advocacy, Indonesia can break free from this harmful tradition and empower girls and women to live healthier, safer, and more fulfilling lives. The time to act is now.